This is Nezha, the protector, the quick.
It's a trap!
Cephalon, my favorite lowly meat bags. How the hell are ya? Today I will try to help you pervs understand the power of Nezha, the warframe that went from being a little confused boy to a fire demon god of death. Nezha, a warframe that will reward you tenfold for every ounce of love you pour into it. This Pinocchio boy may not seem impressive at first, but the more you get to know him, the more insane power and diversity he will reveal. He is perfectly capable of dealing a ton of damage, debuff enemy goons, tank so hard he will make stupid Rhino jealous, support the team and plenty more. In other words, Nezha is basically the true jack of all trades. If you use him somewhat intelligently. Which I know is impossible for some of you Stormtrooper cosplayers. Anyway, let's slip and slide straight into his passive ability that goes by the name Frictionless. This allows this Vlad the Impaler impersonator to slide further and faster than other warframes. Which takes a little bit of getting used to, but it will come in handy later. Now then. First ability. The floor is lava. Fireboy literally sets fire to his ass, just like the idiots in the Jackass movies. While moving, you will leave behind a trail of blazing flames that will burn for 10 seconds by default. Additionally, you will gain 25% movement speed as long as this ability is active. Which kinda makes it perfect as an escape tactic since the fire will crowd control any dummies that try to pass through it. But it does not stop there. Nezha fire will also remove all status effects from allies if they pass through it as well. This will be super helpful on Kuva survival missions, for example, since the bastards there love to cause annoying bleed procs that can make your life a living hell. Or against those damn toxin procs from high-level infested units. Depending on how you wish to use this ability, you can and probably should leave it on at all times since the bonuses are pretty good. You can even bullet jump and still leave a trail of fire in the air behind you. Okay. Next ability.
Holy shit!
The Hula Hoop of Doom. Okay, now this thing is definitely a beast and it would not surprise me if DE would nerf this insanity at some point. At first glance, this looks like a stupid ring of fire that nobody needs, but if you give it a chance, you will soon see that this is true savagery. First off, Nezha throws his hula hoop at an enemy, which will then bounce off of that first target and seek out other targets close by and hit them too. This will instantly set them pools on fire and thus, crowd control them. Not only that though. The deadly hula hoop also marks every enemy with the ring. This ring indicates that that enemy will now take double damage from any source. Which you can buff even further with the proper modifications. In addition, enemies killed by this blazing hula hoop or marked by it but killed by any other source will always drop health orbs. Even energy orbs have a 35% chance of dropping. So you will basically never run out of life or energy. As if this alone wasn't crazy enough, there is much more this Lord of the Rings can do. You can hold down the cast button to charge the hula hoop. This will supercharge the damn thing and it will deal way more damage. It will also travel in a straight line from and back to Nezha. This charged attack will not bounce off of dummies, however, it will knock them on their ass pretty good. The next thing you can do with the hula hoop is recast while it is airborne to teleport to its current location. The default range is 30 meters whereas the charged shot will travel 70 meters. I would recommend using the charged shot if you actually want to use this teleportation for traveling. One more neat little trick about this son of a gun: if you happen to have your ass on fire with first ability and then decide to teleport, Nezha will actually cause an explosion at the teleport destination and also leave a ring of napalm there. This is pretty damn good to create a protective ring around a defense target, or if you want to engage a group of punks head-on. Enough. Let's move on. This is yet another savage ability that Nezha has up his sleeve. It will form a protective, rotating ring around you that will block 90% of all incoming damage and instantly negate and block all status effects including knockdowns and such. Furthermore, it will deal / damage to fools that try to violate your personal space. This ability behaves pretty much exactly like Rhino's dumb iron skin. So for the love of God, do not cast it the first chance you get. If you are the type to do so, then please, do me a huge favor. Next time you come across a bakery, buy yourself a huge piece of cheesecake. Throw it up in the air as high as you can and then catch it with your face. You will want to cast this ability preferably when you are about to hit big trouble, because it has a 3-second invulnerability upon cast, during which it absorbs all incoming damage and multiplies it by 2.5 to extrapolate a higher health pool. Nezha will also take your modifies health and armor into account, so you will want to slap on as much of that as you can. Now here is the kicker: once your Halo's health is depleted, Nezha will burst into flames and barbecue everything close by. And right after depletion, you will be invincible for 1 second. If you manage to recast the ability during this 1 second window, you actually will never ever die. Well, that pretty much sums it up. Next. Pinocchio, the Impaler. Nezha summons a bunch of savage spears from the ground that will impale enemies within a 19-meter radius. Upon impalement, the spears deal puncture damage, which Grineer units especially will not like one bit. If you decide to recast this brutal attack, you slam the impaled enemies into the floor face down, which will actually cause impact damage, which is the damage type that corpus scumbags really do not enjoy. The douchebags stuck on a spear like a cheese ball on a toothpick will also be susceptible to markings by your blazing hula hoop. So I would recommend hitting the fools with the hula hoop first, and then slamming them to the ground to deal way more damage. Not only for that reason though, impaled dummies will actually spawn additional hula hoops that also seek out nearby enemies, thus escalating damage to orgasmic potential. Even if you encounter super tough enemies in late game that seem unkillable, it does not matter, because at the very least the savage ability is very good crowd control since it incapacitates everything completely. So here is my build that I have come to like. Sure, I could add 2 more forma here and then slap on power drift, but I prefer to save it for Nezha Prime. Besides, this build works extremely well as is. Naturally, you can tweak this to fit your needs. This hula hoop augment right here will double its damage for every enemy it hits. This in combination with my very high power strength makes for a truly devastating ring of death. Let's recap the playstyle I use. Keep your one on at all times, so at the very least, your squad mates can relieve themselves of annoying elemental procs. Throw your hula hoop at everything you see, to crowd control and debuff enemies, and also to drop a shit ton of health and energy orbs for you and your sissy teammates. Cast your Halo the second you take damage to achieve the highest possible health pool for it. And finally, impale everything you want to and then beat the shit out of them with the hula hoop of death to truly destroy pretty much everything on the star chart. Well then, there you have it. How to not be a shit trap. Quick reminder, I do have an official merchandise store where you can purchase some sexy ass shit. Also, I stream a variety of games whenever I want to on Twitch. All links can be found in the description. Now like and subscribe to this shitty channel. And fuck off.